Hey Pyros, 𝗬𝗲 here at Elite Fireworks. I hope you guys are doing great because it is time for a store tour of Elite Fireworks of New Hampshire. Now you might be asking me, 𝗬𝗲, what's going on? This is not the typical schedule. Usually you do store tours just right before 4th of July or right before New Year's. Well, guess what, guys? There's an Elite Fireworks on the East Coast. If you have not been following us, now you do know that there is an Elite Fireworks in the state of New Hampshire, which we are excited for that. Now, in this store, the reason why we are doing an update, because of course we did do it 4th of July store tour, but this store was so last minute open. Matter of fact, I mean, basically we opened 10 days before 4th of July at a 365 days a year state, which that's extremely late. Now, unlike Texas, where you can actually, usually June 24th is the first day of the fireworks season, for 365 days a year business, that is extremely late because the shoppers shop for fireworks very different than seasonal shoppers. Usually for 4th of July, I mean, you see fireworks stores all over the US as early as April, and as well as usually from May on, like everyone starts getting busier and busier. Now in this store, I want to showcase a little bit of all the different items. Now I have done a full video on some of the specific sections. So for instance, the 200 grams, I'm not really going to talk much about it, but we do have items with a case as well. Matter of fact, a lot of them, if you want the case pricing, right now, of course, on the current website, which is Texas-based, you're not going to see it, but pretty soon, 𝗓𝗲fireworks.com will be New Hampshire-based, and all of these amazing prices, amazing savings, you're going to be able to take advantage as soon as possible because there's a change in business model. Now, last week, I did showcase some of the 500-gram cakes as well, but even for this, I don't plan on talking as much. So I highly recommend watch the previous couple of weeks of videos just because I've did every section, but I am going to talk about some new items that have come in from 𝗓𝗲 and Raccoon, really just because we just had shipments from them. And I mean, if you look at the store, basically we had to restock the store. I'm not gonna lie, the store was extremely empty before getting these couple of shipments. Just because, of course, after the 4th of July, don't get me wrong, we opened last minute, but given the situation, I think it was a success. And of course, for us here, I mean, this is brand new territory as far as like having a fireworks business that sells all year long, because as you do know, Elite Fireworks of Texas is seasonal. Now, a new item here at Elite Fireworks of New Hampshire, of course, this is a classic. So I'm pretty sure if you guys love 𝗓𝗲, you do know this cake, and that's notorious. 33 shots, up to 500 grams, approximately 130 feet in height with this one. Price point wise, guys, $39, but if you buy the case, that's $179. That's the regular price. Now, if you like long duration, so we have from 𝗓𝗲 Rush Hour, but we also have Traffic Jam from Bright Star, same company, great quality, but of course, it's a different take, approximately 1 minute less than Rush Hour. Now, as far as, let's go ahead and show you some of the fan cakes and some of the exclusive stuff that really you cannot even find that much, especially in New Hampshire. So for instance, a lot of pit bull stuff, similar to the Texas fireworks business, even here in New Hampshire, like there's not really any other retailer that we've noticed that sells pit bull. But guys, I mean, pit bull, it's an amazing, amazing brand. Personally, one of my favorite one is Last Clown and Marvelous Adventure. Now, Last Clown, we are actually sold out for now, but Marvelous Adventure, 20 shots. It's an amazing cake, approximately. So as far as like duration, guys, that's the one flaw for a lot of pit bull fireworks. They could get pricey. The reason for it is a lot of them. So for instance, this lasts 13 seconds. Now, if you look at Spurts of Flowers, this one lasts roughly 10 seconds. Now, of course, like Big Deal lasts 20 seconds, which is a pretty average duration. Discolor Game, 20 seconds. But personally, a lot of the cakes that have a very small duration. So for instance, if you are trying to throw an amazing show and you need that very specific effects, look into pit bull fireworks, because some of the cakes that they have, duration-wise, they might not be as impressive as like 2-3 minutes, but it's a lot of jam-packed action in a short period. So definitely you cannot go wrong with that. Now, of course, for instance, for another one that would be great for you to show is, of course, Crew Warrior Box. Now, if you guys have been following our social media, we did show, so we are gonna have some new fireworks coming, a new sub-brand that is very colorful here at Elite Fireworks, so we're very excited for that. We're just about to wrap up the alpha process as far as like production. As soon as, once we get into the beta step, then that means we are very close to production. But of course, as you guys do know, here at the Elite Fireworks, we are extremely picky on items that we manufacture ourselves, just because quality, that's our #1 focus. But yeah, guys, so for instance, hardcore cyclists, so this is, we've had it for the 4th of July season, but now we got a bunch of cases of them. And guys, I mean, price point wise, $135.30, which is a phenomenal price point for getting, I believe these are 500-gram cakes. The problem with, so yeah, these should be all up to 500-gram cakes, but the problem with these type of sites, sometimes you gotta really be careful with manufacturers. Just sometimes they'll sneak in some 300 up to 350-gram cakes and label them up to 500, but I believe this one is up to 500 grams. And as far as the 4 cakes, they're all gonna be roughly 38 seconds, all of them 16 shots, so you cannot go wrong with them. Now let's just go ahead and show you guys a little bit of the shells. So this section right here, we've actually not modified much. We're still working. That's kind of like one of the things, because this store is open all year long, it's a work in progress. For instance, for those of you who are wondering and want a store tour of the Elite Fireworks of Texas, that's gonna come soon. But as you guys know, because that business is seasonal, if 𝗬𝗵𝗲 were to do a store tour at this time, it would basically look like a mess, just because outside of the fireworks season, that becomes a storage facility, just because the Texas business does also sell fireworks in containers. So we have our Connex locations for that business, and whenever, basically before the season, we're always storing the fireworks and, you know, separating everything and getting everything ready. So it works really well for that business. But anyway, guys, as far as canisters, so last time I checked, guys, there's 117 different canister shells here at Elite Fireworks of New Hampshire, guys. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, that is a very, very impressive number, given that, you know, this is a brand new business that just opened on June 24th. Our first season for the Elite Fireworks of Texas, for instance, that store was actually open in 2016. But first season, I mean, we basically had 15, 20, if I'm pushing it, around 15 different canister shells, which that's typical of a fireworks warehouse, because most places, I mean, if you have 30, 40 canister shells in a place, they have a very, very nice selection, because most places they don't. But of course, this store, even though it's a new state, new rules, new business, but of course the people behind it is, you know, what we have learned and what we know of the fireworks community loves, and we are very focused on, of course, pleasing the pyro guys, and that is, the fireworks community cannot get enough of canister shells, so that's why we have to get a bunch of them. Now you'll see with these, for instance, a lot of the raccoon shells now are the compact size. So with the compact side, personally, I really love it, but you know, for us in the retail side, now you guys are fireworks people, so it doesn't matter if you have a bigger box or smaller. You do understand that it's 24 canisters is the typical, it's nothing has changed just beside the packaging. So if you can save a little bit more on getting a more compacted packaging, and you know, it helps your budget, then you're all for it. But we will really see this upcoming New Year's season how the, you know, typical, just your typical average shopper that comes and shops last minute, how they are going to react to the compact size, because usually for a lot of stuff, we understand sometimes a bigger box, people are going to fall for it and think that they are getting more. But anyway, price point, guys, Now, with all of these, for instance, Ghost Tackler is $99.43 for a single unit, but you can get the box for $259, which is a phenomenal deal, guys. This is a 3-in-1, so 3 different Ghost Tackler kits. Now, some of the other ones, so for instance, Peacock Spider, 104, but you can get a 4-in-1 for $281, that's a phenomenal deal, guys. Especially price point, like because all of these right here that we have, these are 4-in-1. So basically for the box kits, you are looking the maximum price, which is for Flawless, $331 and some change. Then they go as low as $281 for these raccoon shells. And again, guys, these are the regular price, so we are very excited for this, because once this business model starts rolling, let's just put it this way. With this business model, in order to work, we are basically, I guess we're putting all of our marbles on focusing on changing our business model to be more volume based. Because at the end of the day, with this business model, if you don't sell volume, it doesn't make sense. And that's why a lot of fireworks retailers that you have, usually when it comes to fireworks, they don't offer you case options unless for any reason you sign up. They might have some sort of wholesale or case program, but for most part, they don't just give you, you want to come to the store, you want to just pick up a case of Black Cat 5-inch shells for $298, and that's 4-in-1. So especially for the Black Cat 5-inch, that's an amazing deal. But most places are not going to give you that price. They'll be like, you got to spend $4,000, $5,000, and I'll give you this extra XYZ price list. But the fact that anyone just can come in and just grab a case of one product and walk out of the store, most stores don't do that. So we're very excited for this change. Now, of course, variety is our thing. Now, this section right here, these are some items, including this is the old version of Let Freedom Ring. So we're not gonna have any more of this one, but so it's a little bit mixed up. So that's why the top and bottom, it's a little bit different. Now over here, we have some of the Brothers shells. For instance, let's see, so you have Unmatched, you have Neon Beef from 𝗓𝗲, so I really like this shell personally. And then right here, we have some Hydro Bombs, and this is all the Hydro Bombs guys right now that I have, and it's gonna be the only ones that I'm gonna have for the next, I'll say a month probably, until we get another Elite Fireworks shipments in. But, so this is definitely going to go, but of course it's great. Now, this is the one section, so we have not yet started organizing this with a new look, but of course we've got some new stuff that we put right here basically. So you have the Max, but you have this new item from Raccoon, so Color and Boom. So this is basically a mix of ball and canister shells, 64 different breaks. So you're gonna get 24 5-inch shells, 16 4-inch shells, and then you get 24 ball shells. So that's a mix. And then up here we have Serious Equipped from Brothers. This one is a mix of multi-ball and individual ball shells, as well as, I guess, would you consider that a canister? Not really, but it's kind of like a ball. So anyway, so that, and then some packages here. Yeah, like I said, ignore this section for right now, just because we are still, it's a work in progress. Now moving on this way, we are not done with canisters. So as far as canisters, and on this side, some are the same. So you do see some of the items, so it doesn't matter which side you go, some of the same. Now you might be wondering, you might ask me, 𝗲𝗲, why is it kind of like empty on top here? Why do you leave it like that? It's a New Hampshire rule, guys. So if this was a Texas, for instance, we would have, we would have stocked up all the way to the top. But for any of the middle sections, there's a height limit that we have to follow here in New Hampshire. So that's why it's not as full. But don't get me wrong, that's why there's gonna be containers in the back, and it's all about the variety. Now, a new item, which personally I really wanna try this, but I don't think it's gonna be a top selling item. The reason for it, price. When it comes to this one, for instance, as an example, this is basically 2 24 packs bundled into one. So it's a 48 pack canister unit. So you get 48 different canisters. Now you get 6-inch double breaks, 5-inch single brakes with tail, 4-inch single brakes, and triple brakes that are 7-inch. All right. Now, as far as size, I mean, this is basically picking up two 24 shell canisters. So of course, it's going to be heavy. Now, price point wise, it is going to be $197.88, which is a little bit pricey. I'm not going to lie, guys, because but it's basically buying two 24 packs, so you're averaging just under $100. But of course, if you go with a case, it's a phenomenal deal because that's $338 and some change. You get 96 total canisters. So that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. It's basically buying a 4-in-1, but it's a 2-in-1, but double the size. So price point wise, basically per 24 pack, if we were to calculate it, it comes out at what's 340 minus, it's probably like, I don't know, 75, 80 bucks around there, which is, you know, per 24 pack. That's a pretty good deal. It comes, so it's like another 20% or so saving if going with a case rather than the individual unit. Now, as far as NOAVs, so of course we still have a good amount of NOAVs from Pitbull, but, and then here's some Elite Fireworks items, but let's just go show you guys here. We have basically all of the NOAVs that were from Raccoon at Elite Fireworks of Texas. They are now finally here at Elite Fireworks of New Hampshire. But price point wise, guys, I mean, check this out. Neon Jellyfish, $125 for one. You can get a case for $199. Phenomenal deal. Neon Rings case, $228. Again, great deal. And then of course you can do a mix. So for instance, you have Handhelds and Crackalicious for $179. So that's, you're paying for a 3-inch, which again, I've talked about this, 3-inch, 2-inch, it doesn't matter, but you're paying for $197 for two NOAVs, which is a phenomenal deal. And then right here, guys, let's go ahead and show you guys the fountains, all the middle section. Basically, the middle section, it's a mix of anything and everything that you need that basically does not go up in the air. The only section in the middle that are aerial items, of course, we have the bottle rockets, the Roman candles on the other side, and the wing items. Everything else on the ground, it's here. So fountains, so Fire and Ice by Bright Star. This is here now at Elite Fireworks of New Hampshire. This one is one of my favorite from Winda, Dragon Throne. So it's a 500-gram cake, and again, a 500-gram fountain, but case price $188. Case price for this one $173. And again, guys, all of these case prices and stuff, the reason, for instance, with these was just Sharpie and that's it, rather than going and putting the extra effort to do it like that, just because we got new digital price tags that we are going to start working pretty soon. So since we are migrating to that, we do not need to actually put the effort on creating our very detailed paper price tag, just because they do take significant amount of time. Some smaller fountains on this side. And of course, if you want, like for instance, this one from Monkey Mania, Slam Dunk, $782 a unit, $132 for the case. That's a 24-in-1. And once the new price tags, you're gonna see the breakdown, how much you actually save by going with the actual case versus the unit, just because we don't want you guys to come here, pull out your calculator, or nowadays really your phone, and start doing math, right? That's kind of like the reason we want to simplify it and make it easier. Right here are some of our handheld items. So we do not have any swords at this moment, but they are going to come. Usually they go down there, but we don't have any swords right now. Of course, this one I really like from Winda, Fire Lollipop. It's basically, majority of these stuff is just a single shower effect going up. With this one, you get a triple, and again, it's from Bright Star. I get sometimes confused between Bright Star and Winda's items, just because, I mean, they are the same company. All right, so when it comes to Morning Glories, actually, so guys, check this out, just to show you. So this is gonna be a little bit different than, for instance, those customers that have shopped at Elite Fireworks of Texas. This is gonna be new to you guys pretty soon as well. But before, for instance, Morning Glories, we would sell one of these bundles. So rather than the whole box, right now this is the individual unit. Before, the unit used to be just a 6-pack for 99 cents. Now there's 24 packs of those, so you would be paying $24 for all of this. But rather than doing like that, the individual unit now, guys, is $13.88. So you're paying just over 50 cents, 50 something cents you know, so right away, right there, it's almost a 50% price drop. And now, if you want to get even more morning glories, because of course, I mean, who knows, maybe you want to stock up on morning glories, you can get 15 packs of this, so in a case, so 15 times 24 times 6, that's a lot of morning glories for 141 and some change. So I don't, you know, again, I don't have the math right now, but it's good, definitely gonna be even cheap. So you're gonna look probably another 20-30% cheaper. So possibly, I mean, price point, like you're looking at 30-something cents for a bundle, which we used to sell for $1. And even at $1, it used to be a phenomenal price point. Now over here we have, so where the sparklers end, we have smoke bombs. So good variety of smoke bombs. So definitely a lot to choose from. And again, I don't want to go super detailed on each item just because it can get long. My goal is to get this video less than 30 minutes because typically that's the time frame that I go when it comes to store tours. But anyway, guys, so right here we have a lot of novelty items. Now here we have from spinners to wing items. So again, with all of these, if you want the case price, you have it at the bottom. And now if there are some items you don't see the case price, because after all, this is the showroom, guys, so we cannot put every item on there. Whatever item you want the case price, if you come shop in store, of course, just ask for it. But in the near future, you are gonna see it on the digital price tag. So each item is gonna have, and of course, for our phenomenal firecrackers, which, guys, I mean, everybody loves the firecrackers, from the design to the price to the quality. I mean, guys, $79 regular price for a case of firecrackers. That's unheard of on the fireworks industry. These are, so price point wise, we've nailed it on the spot. And of course, quality wise, I mean, if you want noise, trust me, they're the best firecrackers you can legally buy. And of course, the reason why I say it, because firecrackers, if you were to look at 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, regulations were different. But anyway, guys, right here we have a lot of our parachute items. So this section is full. And of course, you have case items. These are new from Windows. So we have princess parachute, military parachute. Basically, you get 2 pieces of a jumbo parachute. Now, bottle rockets, I've done a specific video on all the selection of bottle rockets, but here I'm very excited because coming from Texas, all of these smaller bottle rockets, they're actually not legal. So the fact that we can sell and I can actually use traditional bottle rockets is phenomenal, because as far as like the big ones, I mean, basically I've seen them many times, and of course, you know, after a while, you don't want to shoot the same thing over and over. Roman candles, guys, selection. And of course, with all of these, for instance, you can get case prices. Like for instance, the super candle, guys, if you buy the case, I think it comes out at like just under $4 a unit, which is, again, if like you're paying for 4 phenomenal Roman candles for like what price point, it's ridiculous. Of course, right here we have from Brothers, we have Blackjack. So this one is $12.79. And new one, we have Planet candles. Check out our last video we did on Roman candles. I had 7 items that I recommended, so definitely check that out. And this one, for instance, guys, this is a must. Like the colors, the pattern, and I mean everything about it it's a must. For instance, if you want to just try one out, 29 bucks, but you know, if you want a bunch of them, the case is the way to go. As far as night shells, this is all we have right now, but we are going to order more, so we've actually moved it in this section. Once we get more, we're going to extend it and actually have it there. Now, let's go ahead and show you the pro selection real quick. Of course, with the Ignite firing system. As far as the pro section, so of course we got fuses, lots and lots of different fuses. Now, if you're looking to buy a rack, right now we don't have any racks in stock, but we have the tubes. So you can build your own, you know, it's pretty easy. Pretty soon we are going to get a shipment of racks, so we're excited about that because, I mean, price point, guys, I mean, literally, especially our racks, like, because of course most places, most fireworks stores, they don't sell them, or if they do, they're very priced. But price point wise, our racks, like, you are looking, if you come in store and shop, you are looking at the absolute cheapest price point in the nation when it comes, and the quality is there. But again, guys, the reason why we do that, we are not a company that specializes on selling racks, selling pro gear. This is the section that we take care of our pyro community, because after all, guys, we take care of you guys for all your pyro needs, and you guys take care of us. Like, you guys keep us busy, because after all, that, you know, it's relationship is everything, and we really appreciate the, you know, everyone's support, everyone's business. Now, of course, with the 𝗂𝗲 firing system, the Ignite, same price as 𝗂𝗲. Like I said, this is our section that it's more of taking care of the pyro community. Now, for right now, guys, obviously, if you are looking, because Black Friday is fastly approaching, if you are looking to invest in a firing system, don't buy from us. Okay, go directly through 𝗂𝗲, buy them, because usually they run some specials that we cannot run them, just because we do get a little bit of discount, but when you consider the shipping costs for the items and everything, it's like this is like, number one, we can't, you know, because we cannot go under the retail price, but number two also is we would actually literally, even if we did a 5% discount, we would be at a loss when it comes to the firing system. So that's why, if you are looking to invest in a firing system, I know during Black Friday, they usually run some sort of special promotion. So take a look, you know, if it makes sense. You know, obviously with 𝗂𝗲 it can get pricey, but if you're gonna spend, you know, $800, $900, $2,000, or whatever firing system setup you go with, it might make sense to get the whatever discounts they give, because, you know, you could say 50, 100, 150 bucks, which you would not be able to save with us. But if you miss that sale and you cannot wait till next Black Friday special that they have, then of course we are here, and you can, you know, you can pay the same price as in 𝗂𝗲. But anyway, guys, that is it. Of course, now I gotta turn on the TVs. We gotta open up the doors, because we are getting ready to open the store for the day. So it's a little bit different, but I hope you guys did enjoy that. Make sure, you know, if you did, make sure you hit a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, because we got a ton of awesome content for you guys. But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you in another video right here on our channel. Bye-bye.